has just begun. The choices he has made, his bed is already laid, 'cause he's a dead man walking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still moving
What do you
forward.
want to do?
It's just like every time. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep on trying to sneak through. I'm small and pretty good
All right,
at this.
yeah. Roll a stealth check as you make your way in. All right, so you're sneaking in. It's let's see how if they can notice you because it'll be an observation. I'm going to give them a penalty because of Conrad's
You know
2
what, then?
successes. I'm going to give them a
I would
penalty
like
of minus
to-
2.
I would like to push then. I know I got 1 success,
All right,
but I could push to do better. I mean, I can also risk and complete fail, but I think
see
I could
it.
do. Wow,
Ooh.
I overestimated myself.
So let's see. Well, I think I'm going to call this an actual panic roll here. So you panic.
1 success. I can do better. No, you couldn't.
Already panicking.
You couldn't. You couldn't. Let's see. Panic. Panic is on page 104.
This is just one of those situations where I'm thinking everything that I just said a moment ago. We keep thinking that everything's gonna be easy, and god damn it, what are these red light klaxon things coming from?
Somewhere off in the distance, Jimmy's like, Max has been good for about a day. That's about as long of a streak as there's ever been. I'm sure he deserves this reward right now, because nothing bad could possibly happen, and then the lights click out.
No, I didn't cut the power to the entire place. Also, you can track me, and I'm not home. This clearly couldn't be me.
Yeah, so I'm heading home, and I'm not going to see a Max.
I need you to make a panic roll, Max.
Let's go watch Ferris Bueller. I'm clearly at home.
A 4. So you're going in and you make it into the first room and you're kind of moving through the second door, and as you kind of sneak around, you don't notice another security guard coming around the corner from the cell area, and you run straight into him. And you don't freak, you don't panic. You do panic a little bit with your 4, but your 4 is you manage to keep it together. So you kind of freeze, and he's bumped into you, and he looks, Max. Oh, it's all, and he kind of puts his arms around you. It's all right, Max. It's just a localized power outage. We have these all the time at the station. Come here. Come sit down. I have that Yahtzee set.
Yeah. Go find it. I don't think we can play in the dark, though.
Well, I think they've got flashlights in the rec room. Come on.
Okay.
And about that time, Jimmy, you've reached your house, your apartment, and you open the door. It says Max is in his room.
Oh, Max.
He's probably just reading a comic. And then you hear the beep, beep, beep. Power outage at F block. Engineers to subterranean reactor level.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. Max, are you hiding under the bed again? Behind the
Yes.
couch?
I've left a recording of my voice. It just says something every so often.
Every
Yes.
5 minutes. Yes. Leave me alone, Dad. Oh.
Shower time.
Yeah, Jimmy is starting to
Shout out.
investigate, and it hasn't clicked in his head yet. So he's trying to find out where Max is. He's pinpointed his location. He's pulling apart whatever furniture he expects Max to be behind, and there's just the watch.
It's routed through the intercom, so it's in a different room every time. Sometimes it's in the room that you're in, though, so it's weird.
Well, I mean, I got the tracker. That's what I'm looking for.
So you're looking around that. Make an observation check.
Yeah, let's see if Jimmy can actually do this in any reasonable amount of time. I got 1 observation now. Wait, no, I don't. thought I increased it. I was wrong. Hope.
Yeah, you're looking around. You don't see Max, but you also don't see the locator beacon. So you're pretty sure that Max is not here, but you don't find the locator beacon.
Hmm. You know, I don't think the power going out is entirely just a unfortunate circumstance. Jimmy's gonna go ahead and lock the door. He's gonna start heading towards F block, and he's gonna go like on an
Okay.
intercept path. Like if someone were to go directly from security towards like his dorm room, uh, maybe he'll see someone coming along.
Okay. So back in F block in the rec room, Conrad, you're sitting there crying about the tragedies of marriage and the unjust system, and I just want to shoot people. I mean, my guns. I just want to shoot my guns. And you see a security guard with Max in tow and a strange like a box. It says Yahtzee on the side, and the guard goes, "Hey, Conrad. I don't know if this'll help you, but it helped me when my parents got divorced. Yahtzee?"
Conrad looks at Max. He looks back at the guy, and he's just like, sure.
Oh, hold on a second though. I think I've got to catch up on something. I'm going to go use the
Oh.
bathroom.
Oh, okay. I'll play Yahtzee. It can just be us for the first.
We got no power, Max. You're gonna have to use a B or E block for that.
What are you talking about? I've used these bathrooms so many times. I could find them in the dark.
Well, I mean, all right. I mean, I'll show you to the cell then. Like,
Again, I've used these bathrooms so many times.
Sometimes you just gotta go.
roll a manipulation check.
Oh, sure, the one thing I can't do. Cool.
All right. One
Panic,
question
I need to
is
go to the bathroom. Ah!
Like- I assume he's got like a shoulder flashlight just pointed at me with him staring at. It's like, bathroom, gotta.
bathroom. Got a bathroom. I'm just double checking if you roll a. I don't think rolling a 1 gains you another stress. So I was just trying to determine if you should have 3 stress. So I need you to make another panic roll.
I do appreciate though that the ketchup code word works just about everything because anything we do typically has all the situations, right? Because the ketchup scenario, we snuck to the bathroom, we did all this stuff. It's literally every scenario.
Good cop, bad cop.
So you start to tremble, like you're like you start like you're kind of trembling in like concern that you might not be able to pull off this job and pull off this mission. You're gonna have a -2 to agility while you're in kind of this state of panic.
Just
you're
to negate my stealthy. That's all.
yeah you're kind of a little. You're I need bathroom. And the guy's like, Max, during a lockdown, we can't let anyone into the cells, even no matter how often you've been in there.
You
Now,
literally just told me you were going to escort me to the cell.
oh, protocol, I
can't wait.
If you do something bad, I can take you to a cell, but I can't let you go on your own.
I can't wait that long. What about the one you guys used in the office?
Sorry, Max.
All right, I'm gonna flip the table.
Gonna let the kid go to the.
I'm gonna flip the table. I'm gonna do something bad.
Ah!
He's the bathroom.
I need to use the bathroom. So you flip the table. He's, Max, my Yahtzee set everywhere. So he starts trying to pick up the dice, and the other guy, Conrad, I think he might need it more than you. Will you play Yahtzee with him when he picks it all up? Max, I'll take you to the bathroom.
Thank you.
And so he, this other guy, leads you to the I guess the staff bathroom on the second floor. So he leads you up. Now we could get in trouble for this, but just use the bathroom and then we'll go back down to the main level, okay? I'll be waiting out here for you.
All right, thank you.
All right. He lets you into the bathroom and you can hear him out there. He's like talking to himself. He's like, this is easier than dealing with Conrad. Dude's a wreck. So he, meanwhile, Conrad, that guy's picking up his Yahtzee set. He's like, okay, so here's how you play. So just roll away the dice. You're trying to get these different matches. Yeah, there's these little scorecards. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Here, it's your turn.
All right. Conrad rolls the dice, but then he starts crying. He's like, "Oh, Karen loved Yahtzee," and then so he's breaking down. And he looks around at some of the other guards. He's like, "Can they play with us?"
Dave, you want to play? Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's always fun with more people. Maybe Yahtzee's not the right game. Just so we know, what games did Karen like?
She also liked Twister.
Dave, put that away. Dave, no Twister. X-nay on the Twister. It'd be funny, you just walk into the security guard and they're all playing Twister.
The security guard's board game room. Jeez.
3 grown men playing
That's what
Twister
the
in
empty
the
cell's for.
Security. So, Jimmy, you're walking back. You're not running into anyone. You're at the outside of you're outside security. You haven't ran into anyone.
Alarm's still going off?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like Jimmy almost has the same knowledge as Max here, or maybe less or more. So if the power it happens to be cut to just this location, there's probably like an external box or something. Or
Like to restore power, or
yeah. Jimmy's gonna go around and just like probably plug something back in at this point. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Make a heavy machinery roll. You see there's several people already moving around and like trying to ascertain where the power loss. You see there's probably some technicians like starting to look at the power connection between this module and
Now, if I were 2 feet shorter and still had to do this, which one would I... This one.
You imagine that's the size difference between you and your 11-year-old son?
2 feet.
Yeah, so Jimmy does like a patrol and I guess just doesn't figure out where he could have possibly done this.
Yeah, you're kind of looking around, and maybe you even start to head to the subterranean level. And one of the technicians is like, "Oh, really, sir? We've got this handled. We'll do a thorough. We're doing a thorough diagnostic. It's okay."
All right, I'll leave you to it. I was just kind of getting a bit curious. Don't mind me.
No, thanks for your assistance.
I'll be around.
You can always use help. All right.
And I'll probably start trying to head up to the security block. I think you got to take a ladder up, apparently.
Yeah. You gotta take a ladder up. So, Max, you're in the bathroom.
Describe the toilet for me.
Space age technology.
Right, but does it still use the same plungers and everything as in regular toilet?
Presumably, pipes
Um,
still can get clogged in the future.
Right, but I'm
yeah.
thinking like clogging the pipes, taking the top off the toilet,
That's why they
lifting the
installed the
plunger
laser
and
turbine.
connecting the piece of metal at the lower what do we call the wrap of a chain,
Yeah.
so that the plunger stays up the entire time, so the water continues flowing, regardless of how empty or full the tank might be, so that the water will not stop flowing out of this clogged toilet.
I can't really guess the toilet technology that they might have in 200 years. I assume it's absolutely amazing.
It's a colony under a company that undoubtedly does not want to pay very much, especially not for its prisoners. It's probably as basic as it can be. So it might
Yeah,
honestly just be regular 21st century technology.
yeah, it's well, they're in the staff bathroom though, so it's a little nicer.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll say that you can try to damage something in the toilet to set it to
I mean,
overflow.
it's not even damaging it. I could literally anybody could do this to your bathroom right now. It's not, and the reverse of it is easily fixable. It's literally reconnecting a chain.
I'll say you can mess around with this toilet and get it to start to overflow.
All right, well then I do that.
All right, it's starting to overflow. What are you
I'm
gonna do?
I'm gonna give it a minute. I want the floor to be absolutely soaked before I call for help.
Yeah, you give it a little bit of time. At this point, the water's starting to seep through the probably the bottom of the door, and you hear the guard. God damn it, Max! Put it back!
Put what back?
Wait, this is the
Don't do it
third
here.
time you've tried this.
What? Have I?
Max is just so infamous, he needs to go to whole other planets to pull this shit off.
The problem
Max, what are you doing in there?
I can't flush the toilet. You don't have a plunger in here.
Well, did you lock the door?
No, because I want him to
Unlock. He opens it. Oh, come on! What the hell? What'd you do?
I tried to flush it and it wouldn't go down. So I tried flushing it again and it kept filling up, and you don't have a plunger in here. I don't know what else to do.
So he's looking it over. What's wrong with this thing? Shit, I don't know what to. God damn it! Not only is the power out, we've got a flooding toilet. Shit, well, I guess you can. I guess this isn't working. Did you use the bathroom, Max?
Well, yeah, obviously. I tried flushing. I mean, you don't flush unless you've used, right?
Shoot, I don't know. I'm just making sure because you really sounded like you had to go. You were in there for a while. You might want to check with the medical block, but this isn't looking good. Let's get you back to the rec room, huh?
Before that, let me ask you a question. Is Eve here?
Eve. Let me see.
Be funny if he's just the Yahtzee player.
That is the Yahtzee player.
You just never learned the name of the guy, so now it's like, wait, you're Eve?
Your Eve? Let me see. Let's put it up to one of your skills. Let's
Is Eve here? Well, that's gonna be a piloting check.
Let's say it's a
Ranged combat. Can't throw a cat without hitting Eve.
let's say it's a manipulation check, because I assume you're going to try to manipulate him. So if you have a successful manipulation check, or if it's a successful manipulation check, then you have there's not going to be a panic will be a fail, but it won't cause anything.
Okay, then I'm gonna push. This is that important because it's literally the only. Look, Look, Conrad, you might be doing everything on pre-planned thing, but I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. All the time.
Damn. Damn.
Damn it.
It is not Eve, fortunately. So that's not going to cause a panic, but like it's just not Eve. So he starts escorting you down to the main rec room.
I mean, my
And-
question was, is Eve here? We've determined that Eve is not playing Yahtzee.
Yeah, Eve is not playing. Eve is not. Eve is currently not here. He's. Oh, Eve, I think he was doing a patrol in this a stint in the command center.
Oh, that Eve always loves when you keep calling her a him.
Yeah. It's tough.
Hates when you do that to her.
She's been going through a lot. She's new here. So, Jimmy, at this point, you've come up you've approached and you've reached the security center. Are you going in?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and see if I can head in. It's in lockdown, so I don't know if like everything's just bolted closed or if like I rig myself in or whatever.
They're just basically on alert.
Okay.
You kind of like ring the doorbell, and one of them hops up. Oh, Jimmy, I'm glad you showed up. Max is here using the bathroom, and
Oh.
about that point in time,
Oh, is he? And yeah.
the like Max comes around with one of the guards, and their boots are kind of sloshing a little bit. Toilet's busted upstairs.
Max!
What?
Get over here, Max.
Why? We're about to play Yahtzee.
I look
Or
over to like
whatever.
the toppled table. Oh,
No,
where are
they picked
you?
that back up. They picked that back up already.
They've put away Yahtzee. They're now playing space Yahtzee. Yahtzee of space.
Look,
Yeah, they're playing
the one
another
is a
board
star.
game.
Why'd you want to join us?
Max, you mind telling me why you're not at home? And I'm just like gonna like go ahead and pull up like whatever tracking device I have and just like pointing like over not to Max, of course.
Oh, can I see that real quick?
Not again, Max.
Oh,
That's
it's
why
clear
I'm
to me
holding it up.
that your display is clearly showing old information. So obviously I'm right here, and I hold up my wristwatch thing.
Well, I'm glad you think I'm so old I can't tell how to do a proper reading. But I see you've been up to a little bit of chaos.
No, I've literally sat down to play Yahtzee, and then I had to use the bathroom.
Well, they still haven't picked up those dice off the floor over there. The bathroom over there is, leaking everywhere. The power's out. And you're not at your location beacon.
God, I
You've been
feel
up to
like-
something, Max.
It'd be real good if I had a dad who just believed in me at some point, right?
Ooh.
I've tried to believe in you so hard, Max, but you've already gone off and tried to do all of this again?
I've literally been good since I got here.
And what are
And
you
you're-
doing here, Conrad?
Connor's just like playing.
Conrad needed a little help. He was feeling depressed, and I thought, let's get a game going. And I knew the perfect security guy who loves playing games. And what do? You come down here and you accuse me of stuff without any proof, with your time-delayed tablet and your wild accusations. You never believed in me, Dad. You never believed in me. I storm off.
Where are you going to storm off to? I'm literally like in front of the door. I haven't even entered the room proper at this point.
I mean, I will just walk around you. I am 11 years old. And
I
you
just
are...
like hold out my arm. It's like, not so fast, Bucko. It was literally yesterday you were trying to mess with these transponder beacons. And it looks like you succeeded this time. Good job on that. I mean, you say I don't believe in you, but if anything, You're doing great on that front. I am proud of you and your abilities, but you gotta stop doing it to mess with these poor people here. I gotta drink with them later. I'm gonna get an earful of this.
While he's got his arm extended out and I'm standing right next to him, I want to try and pickpocket him. So I want to try and grab his security card or his identification card.
Your father's identification card?
Yeah, well, he's arm extended out towards me, and it's like dark around here because we cut the power. And obviously,
By the
he's
way,
looking across the room because he's identified Yahtzee dice from across the room, so he's not looking at me directly.
yeah, you're gonna try to swipe it from him.
I still also can't be any more suspicious of Max than I am.
Oh, go ahead, roll your observation.
But I'll
Right?
roll observation, and we'll just see what dice pop up. Oh, gotta hit the button. There we go.
Yes, technically, I've got a -2 on this because this
That's
isn't
correct.
me being stealthy.
Oh
This isn't me
gosh, yeah, and you have
pickpocketing.
so much panic too. Or
Yeah.
stress, I guess, yeah. Panic is the result.
Yeah, but I think you succeed on a tie, right?
Yeah, on a tie he succeeds. So he's like you see him coming towards you and he like swipes at your card and you manage to pull it back in time.
Yup, that was my wallet there, Max, but you know I keep it up here in this pocket now. Because I know
Oh.
you
Got my
tried to do
wallet
that
chain.
last time.
What? I
On a
just
chain.
fell. I fell. My feet are wet from the floor upstairs.
Max, you know I love you. But you're still not good enough at lying.
I really wish you'd be in on me with this at least once.
Max, I came
Yeah, why you
here.
always gotta be a wet blanket all the time?
Look, Max, and I'm like gonna kneel down to Max at this point, so that I'm like perfectly face to face with him. I'm having like one hand on his shoulder and go, look, we're gonna go off into space, tomorrow, because you gotta come with us. But if you can promise me that before we go, we're not gonna have everyone after you, I'm gonna give you your allowance right now, so you can go get all the candy and soda you want this time. Just, please, Max, try to think of me and the poor security guards who have to keep looking after you.
I think at this point you flash back to the previous promise that I made to not get into trouble.
Yeah.
Literally yesterday.
And now, Max, I'm trusting you and a promise is unbreakable.
Yes, a man doesn't break a promise.
And slowly we see like the cracks in Jimmy's parenting style. Now,
Yeah,
Max,
so
I know
at
you
what
tried to
point-
kill someone the other day, but I think you need another chance.
Optimistic.
Incredibly.
So at this point, two things happen. The first is power blinks on and the alarms stop going off. And the second thing is one of the security guards leans in to you, Conrad, and goes, you know, on the bright side, at least you didn't have kids, then you wouldn't have to be dealing with that. Points towards this situation developing at the entrance.
Connor's like, oh yeah,
I was hoping he was just shout Yahtzee or something.
Yahtzee.
But yeah. I think at this
So
point, yeah. Jimmy's holding
they
up
get
the
to power
$20
up and
for,
usher you all off.
yeah. I'd probably like go ahead and like do this like probably just outside after we get down the ladder and go like I have the $20 in my hand. I'm holding it out to Max, going, if I can get your promise, you can have it. But you also have to go back home and put the locator back on immediately.
I'm wondering why we climbed down a ladder. Why are we in the sub-basement now?
Because apparently the security office is only accessible via ladder.
No, this is that's level 2.
You've led me down to the sub-basement to fire me with $20. What's going on
Well, I
there?
mean, they shoved us out. I'm trying to understand the architecture here, honestly.
This is level 1.
Okay.
You're looking at level 2.
All right, so we're
Next-
just
yeah.
outside on the grass or whatever then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm doing it there. I'm going, I need you to go home and put the locator on. And when you come back with the locator on, and you give me the other one, you can have it. Okay, Max?
Seriously, why can't you just ever go in on this with me?
I'm going in as possibly as hard as I can. Just make it right, and when you come back and it's in the right location, you get it. Okay?
I do appreciate the props.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to do? You've kind of calmed down from the debacle of this attempted heist.
I don't think any of our plans have ever worked.
Conrad is gonna kind of lean into one of the security guards and be like, "Hey, man, I really need some weapons. What can I do to get back there and
Oh,
get me
gosh.
a rifle?"
I can
Kind
almost
of-
imagine Jimmy coming right back in and going, "Oh yeah, I'm here to re-requisition the rifle for the ship. We need to move to the armory. I know you guys can do it safely."
So he raises his eyebrow. He goes, "Uh, I'm sorry, Conrad. We can't just give guns out. Especially to you in your state. I mean, what would people think if? I mean, you're an emotional wreck. We have to think about the safety of Karen in this case."
Do you want to win this game or not?
He pushes aside the dice. I don't really care about the dice, man. I don't want you doing anything stupid, Conrad.
I won't do anything stupid. It's for my own protection.
I'm sorry, Conrad.
Oh, come on. Isn't there something I can do? Something you want?
Something just under the table.
Roll a manipulation check. That didn't work, but you could try to push it. You gain
All right, I'm gonna
you
push
gain
it.
1 stress and re-roll. So you make sure to add 1 stress to your character. Oh, so you have to add a stress.
Oh,
So
I did.
the-
Oh, maybe I didn't add it soon enough.
You added it as a bonus. What you have to add is under the top left under stress level.
Ah,
You have to put a 1.
I did put a 1 though. I'll try it again.
You don't put any bonus into the I mean you put your normal 3 bonus when you roll
I've got like a
manipulation.
yellow 1.
Yeah. That should work. All right, so that succeeds. He kind of like looks around and he's like, "Well, there's not much we can do, but thanks for playing Yahtzee. And here's your scorecard. In case you ever want to keep playing or anything." And he takes his pen, and he fills out some of the details, and he hands you the scorecard.
Is there anything on the scorecard that's redeemable?
Yeah, you're looking at your score. You really don't think you were winning that Yahtzee game. That's the first thing you notice. And the second thing is it says, meet me in the container slots at tonight at 12:20, a little after midnight. Bring money.
All right. Conrad just
Have a good day. So, anyone want to do anything else for that day? I mean, you guys all 3 kind of leave the security office.
Yeah. Jimmy will probably come back later and like put in his requisition for the rifle back to the ship armory. But otherwise, he's like doing a ship checklist. He's going over like how many people are going, if we have enough cryopods, how long the journey's gonna be, how much food we have. I imagine like it's inner system, so that's probably not gonna take too long at all.
Yeah, you won't need. I don't think you'll even need to use your you're faster than light. Well, no, yeah, you might need just a short jump, but it won't even be long enough that you need cryopods for it.
Yeah. So should be a real
Um,
easy mission then. It sounds.
at at the moment it's uh, you, Max. Uh, it sounds like going over the ship information. There's going to be five crew members from Gemini exoplanets, and most likely Xander as well.
Yeah. So 9 people on the ship total. Gonna be a little crowded. I mean, as long as we don't end up stranded in the middle of space, we have plenty of food.
Okay.
Actually, that's a good point. I don't suppose I do need to bring food for them, since it's gonna be such a short journey.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't need to bring food for
Yeah,
them.
so they'll just eat on the colony. It's fine. Okay.
Okay.
So most things seem like they're good. I'm trusting security to move the rifle to the ship armor eventually, because you never know. Stuff happens in space. Space is secure.
Are you
The
are
armory,
you
of course,
asking
is
them?
locked to. Yeah, I'm putting in like the requisition form for it and everything.
Okay. So you fill out that information, and it's that's all getting taken care of,
Hmm.
and it's later that night. Is there anything you wanted to do beforehand? Uh, there, Conrad?
Uh, nope. Conrad's just he's gonna go meet that guy with whatever money he's got left.
All right. Um, so it's pretty late, and you leave the HAB unit, and you start moving through these containers, and you hear a voice. Conrad,
Yeah. He like walks over.
I know you're looking for a weapon. What kind of weapon are you looking for?
A rifle, a good rifle, something around the 600 up.
You got $600 on you? What you got on you?
What can $700?
$700. $700. It's a pretty hefty price. With $700, you could get a. You know these colonists here. They brought over a. He kind of like looks like points around the containers. When they came over from the UPP, they didn't come unarmed. I could get you one of the UPP's assault rifles, one of their AK 47s.
That sounds real nice.
Although it would be all the money you got on you, all 700.
It's not worth around 600 though.
This is difficult. This is difficult doing this. I know you're not supposed to have a weapon, and I assume you're going to want it smuggled on the ship.
How about? Because I'm paid.
That would be less than extra.
Hmm.
If I'm asking 700, extra would be more than 700.
No.
Roll manipulation check. Remove your stress as well. You're so unlucky. It's like the offer's on the table. It's 700 or it's nothing.
All right. Conrad takes out all his money and
Now, I'll include an extra clip with this, so you'll have an extra reload. Now, if I will deny any connection to this, if you get caught with this, and if you try to shoot up this station, you know there'll be hell to pay, and I know where to find you.
that's not gonna happen as long as I can walk home with a gun. Nothing's gonna.
He gives you he's like, well, here's that sleeping bag you wanted, and he gives you a rolling sleeping pad. Hopefully that helps with your
Thank you.
sleeping
I
problem.
hope you have fun with
Me? I hate that game.
What? Why do you always play
That's that other security guard's game.
it?
So
All right.
you now have a rifle. So it's the next morning. Conrad's probably got some nice sleep, cozying up with his rifle.
That's all that matters.
What would you all like to do?
Conrad's got to go find this Johann guy.
In the morning, I know what I'm doing. I'm heading up and I'm getting ready and I'm assembling the crew. I'm grabbing Xander and I'm gonna check in on everyone else. Max is already here, so I'm just like, Max, don't run off or anything. We're gonna be leaving soon. If I have to hold this whole thing up, I'm gonna burn the whole colony down to get you. I made the note in chat. Did Max ever actually come back for the $20? Did he ever actually do what Jimmy wanted? You're muted, I think.
Sure.
Okay, cool. There you go. So you did get $20.
And I lost a locator beacon.
Yep.
It's fine though. As already said, I'll have another one start next session.
Of course.
With
Just a
with
free
that
$20 at this point.
with that skill, is that do you have to choose the item? Like, is it you choose it at the beginning of every session, or is it the same item regardless of so you could take it multiple times for different items? Like when you take it, is it always hidden stash
No,
locator
it's
beacon?
anything. Begin
Okay.
session with an extra item of your choice. Also, the last part of it says if the GM allows it, you may wait until a dramatic moment during the session to choose what type of item you're hiding.
Okay.
So it's a different thing every time.
Yeah. So,
All right.
Max, I'm trusting to go off and pick up his candy before we head off. Xander, of course, is probably just waking up for being drunk, so I drag him out of bed. And then I can only assume Conrad will show up because otherwise he's going to be penniless and have nothing to do.
What time are you planning on setting out?
Probably when the researchers are all ready. They were moving stuff, and that probably took all night for them.
Yeah,
so I'm checking in
they
with
took
them, seeing
yesterday
how
to
they're
do
doing.
that. They took yesterday to do that, so they are all ready. Everything has currently been loaded onto the ship.
Yep. So as soon as we get everyone here, we'll go ahead, fly up, and get going. I guess the only question is, does Max actually show up on time?
I mean, I got nowhere else to be.
Okay, cool. Well, come on, Max. You can come to the pilot's seats with me, and we'll do a co-pilot takeoff. How about that? I know I gave you the book, and you've been reading that a whole lot. Let's see if you're still good.
So before
And
that,
that's how we all died.
I don't know if Conrad is with you guys yet. Conrad,
He's not.
what are you doing?
Oh.
He's knows he needs to be there, but he's standing on the side of the food court, tapping his foot anxiously because he's waiting to meet some guy.
You're not seeing Johann.
Nowhere to be found.
No, you're not seeing him.
Well, he seems to know my wife. Can I contact him?
Yeah, you could easily. I mean, you can pretty much contact anyone in the colony.
All right. So I'd like to contact Johann.
So you go over an intercom and punch in his name, and it rings a few times. Hello? Johann here.
Hey, we're going on a mission right now, a mining mission. You told me to contact you about.
When are you leaving?
We should be leaving in an hour tops.
What? You gave me no time. What the?
Paging
This is-
Conrad. 2 hangar stat.
There's. What am I supposed to do now?
Come on, chop chop, man, get out of bed.
Forget about it. There's
I'm in
not
the
enough
food
time.
court. No, I'm in the food court. I'll buy you a meal. Come on.
The food court has nothing to do with this.
What are you doing right now?
Jimmy to Conrad. Paging Conrad. Get your ass to the shuttle.
I can hear you being called to the ship right now.
Get down here and talk to me.
There's nothing to do now.
Really? All right.
I needed time to prep.
Thanks for your help.
You're the one that's going to be missing out. Ah, God dang it.
Just stop talking to my wife.
I work with her.
Yeah, right.
Johan, honey, who's that on the intercom?
Oh, you. He just hangs up the phone, like storms off.
So Conrad comes in a huff to the shuttle.
Well,
Yeah.
well. Glad we could finally all make it.
You guys now see there's currently not loaded on the ship, but now in the shuttle there's an additional 5 people, all with Gemini exoplanet spacesuits on, currently strapped in.
Yeah. And like in the first session, I'm gonna go ahead and give everyone like a brief captain's briefing and say like, yeah, I'm the captain. These are your crew members. Here's the mission. All you have to do is sit tight. We'll get you there. You're fine. So I just go rush through that and head back onto space with them.
All right, so you guys all get up onto the ship, and they kind of like nod at your instructions. They don't really have much to say. We just need to get our equipment onto KFO 5A.
Easy
Should be
enough.
pretty easy.
You'll be there before you know it. All right.
All right, so you guys all load into the ship. These 5 are, they just kind of end up hanging out. They go to your. Let's change over to the ship mode.
Yeah.
The 5 of them just kind of I guess they'll all congregate to the bridge while you take off, but like once you start getting speed, they all seem to head towards the kind of the wreck area / the, where is it on this ship? They would be heading towards either the crew quarters or the galley's probably a better
Yeah, the
place.
galley seems like the best place to be.
Yeah, they're all just kind of hanging out there.
They don't have to go far at all.
Anything you guys want to do on the ship? Right now, you guys have an additional on the ship. You have an additional shuttle, which let me double check the name of the shuttle. Just gear wise, you have this would be a cargo lift, the WY-37B cargo lifter transport sled. So that's it's the same lander that they used in Covenant that they used to make the emergency landing, I believe. Yeah, it's basically making. Actually, I don't know if this would be correct because I don't know if that would work well for landing on system because it says it's just used for low orbit cargo transfers. Well, no, actually, so it's just not intended for deep space use. So you can still use it in low orbit. I think the problem in Covenant was that they couldn't take their ship itself low enough to be in low orbit.
Yeah, and we've already covered that most ships aren't made to actually make planetfall. So yeah.
Yeah. Your ship can get into low orbit as long as like there's not like a disastrous storm or anything hazardous, but your ship can make low orbit and exit low orbit without structural integrity failing. So you guys all load in the ship and head off. Is there anything you guys want to do? Do you want to put your weapon anywhere specific, Conrad? Are you? Yeah.
Yeah. Can he like hide it under his bed in the crew quarters?
Yeah, that works fine. I just didn't know if you wanted to be like, I'm gonna stash it in the cryo deck.
Jimmy also, meanwhile, is like checking out the armory real quick and making sure that it is locked to him as on the request form. No one else can get to the rifle that he only knows about on the ship.
Yeah, it is the access. Mother has already locked out access to the armory to the two because of its new commands. It's already locked out access to Conrad and Max.
Perfect.
At the moment, only you and Xander have access.
Yep.
And you could choose to enforce that even more and make it only you if you'd like.
Yeah.
We also know about the
Xander's
rifle.
fine. You were saying, Theta?
So we also know about the rifle, though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they
I
did
mean,
some
you
time
came
there.
off the ship waving it around. We know that you have a large rifle.
Yeah.
It certainly wasn't very subtle.
But yeah, so I'm probably like heading back up to the pilot's seat. I'm going, all right, Max, you remember what the order of operations, right? Go ahead and list them off to me, and I'll be like
Addition,
coaching Max through it.
subtraction, multiplication, division, parentheses.
Nope, no, that's math. I'm glad you remember that part though.
It's the order of operations.
But yeah, Jimmy is actually going to try spending some time with Max, just going over it, because this is a nice, safe, easy undocking and maneuvering, and he's guiding the whole process anyway.
All right. So you guys managed to undock from the satellite and take off and start heading to Capo 5. Capo 5 is one of the gas giants in the system, and it's surrounded by 10 different moons, and 5A is the one you're heading for. It's a small one. It's only about 2,000 kilometer diameter. It's a thin atmosphere, and it's a frozen planet, a frozen desert. You guys easily. It takes probably a few hours to reach Capo 5, and pretty soon you are in orbit of it. Can anyone make a Comtech check?
Sure. Just double checking real quick. But you do. There we go.
So you guys you're starting to scan, like
well, I
you're
guess
kind of
Max
scanning
is
the
here.
planet.
He's co-piloting, right? I guess he could give an assist.
Yeah. You roll one more dice.
Yeah. I guess I'll just hit the D6 button. Or base
Yeah.
dice.
That works. Either works.
Okay.
By the way, how long does it take for panic to go away? Not panic, for
Like
stress.
10 minutes. So like
Stress?
5 to 10 minutes. So it's all stress is gone.
Okay.
All right.
So you're doing quick scans of the planet or the moon, I should say, and you pick up. It takes a little bit of time, but maybe you just came in at the wrong trajectory, and you're starting to search it. You have to even maybe reference one of these miners themselves, and finally you manage to pick up the signal. It's a little weak, but you're picking up the signal where they want you to try to land the cargo.
Hey, there it is. Signal's weak. Ah, man, I know the device they're using too. They're not putting enough power into it. Whatever, it's a mining colony. I guess that's just the case. But Jimmy will go ahead and start maneuvering over that way, inter-orbit with the planet, and just get geosynchronous with it.
All right,
and
so
probably
they
try to make contact down there too.
yeah, it comes through. This is the Terra, the Terra Territories Corporation survey team. Is this the ICC Immortal?
I thought our name was the Cataphract. The Immortal was the one we drift apart
Oh,
before.
sorry, the Cataract. Is this the Cataract?
Yes, it is. This is Jimmy. We're right over your heads right now. We'll be ready to come in whenever you're ready to take us.
We're ready for you whenever.
All right, will do. Estimated ETA about 10 minutes. We'll get everyone down there.
All right, so you guys I assume are you the only one of the crew, as in Max or Conrad, that's going to actually be on the ship? They've loaded all the cargo already onto the cargo lifter, and those 5 guys are 5 folks, 2 girls, 3 guys. Those guys are ready to go.
Okay. I think I'll go ahead and do the landing myself, and Max can go ahead and just like keep an eye on the scanners up here.
All right. What does Conrad want to do?
Um. Uh. I don't know. I mean, is there any job for
At the moment, you just have to they just have to land the cargo lifter, pick up the guys down there, drop off this stuff. That's it. Seems pretty run of the mill.
All right.
If you want to go for a ride and move some boxes, actually, yeah, Conrad, come with me. You're gonna move boxes for them.
Boxes. All right. Conrad's moving boxes. He does have probably the most physical streak out of the group.
Okay. So what I need now is this is going to be our first landing roll.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the cargo
Oh.
roll, the cargo lifter has a -1 maneuverability.
Oof.
So let's see. Vehicles, aerial vehicles, 115. So you have to make a piloting check to see if you land or if you crash.
Oh boy.
You get I believe it's a three attempts to try to land, and every time if you fail the first one, then the landing is somewhat bad. If you fail the second, then basically it just gets worse and worse the more you fail. So,
All right.
and unfortunately, there's no co-pilot in this situation. There's just a single seater.
Yeah, makes sense. So that's why Jimmy's taking the reins on this.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Not 'cause you don't want an 11-year-old to pilot the shuttle down.
Not when it's gonna crash.
Oh, so we already assume it's going to crash. Good.
Exactly. I assume that because it isn't the cataphract itself, I don't get my like the back of your hand bonus, of course.
That is correct.
And I do have my recklessness now, but we'll save that for like the third roll when I really need it. So right now I still have 7 dice even with that -1. And on the first attempt, that's 2 successes right away.
Awesome. I'm glad you could it because I couldn't find the crash rules off the top of my head. So I was gonna have to like PDF
Dang.
search my rule book. So whew. So sure enough, you pull into orbit and start making and braking through. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride, but with your extra stunt, you put a little bit of flair into it, make it a little smoother, and you settle into a small encampment that you see where they've cleared aside and leveled out a spot for your cargo lifter to land, and they all start unloading these crates from, and you guys get on the cargo lifter and start unloading a bunch of equipment. The 3 people that are coming back on the ship, so it takes maybe an hour or 2 for you guys to get, maybe 3 hours even to
Yeah.
unload everything, make sure everything's taken care of, and reload some of the they don't have a lot of equipment that they're sending back, that surveyors have, because they've left most of their stuff here for the next crew to use. You see that these 3 folks that are getting back, instead of wearing the geo exoplanet, have a double T symbol on all their suits, which stands for Terra territories.
Makes sense.
Make observation checks,
Sure.
both you and Conrad.
Hey, I got a 1.
What's going on? Oh, your character sheet wasn't folding.
Whoops.
Holy smokes. 3 successes. So maybe it's your knowledge about like just being in corporation life, Conrad. Jimmy, so the first thing, Jimmy, just with the basic stats, the both of you notice that these three getting on the ship look they look really a lot tougher than you'd normally think for just surveyors. They have a strange, a strange discipline to them that it's just a little bit unusual. You've known surveyors and prospectors to kind of be more of a little bit of a rough and tumble and wild crowd, and these three seem to have very strict discipline.